Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel if you have been here before. Today is the day to dive into the 2025 books. And I am in for probably a really busy year. And so I have chosen 3 different planners. I have one main planner, which is my catch-all. This is what I use all the time. And then I have 2 companions. And I'm going to show you how I have set them up and how I will be using them. So let's just dive into the first one. Now, this is the passport size booklet from Sterling Ink in forest green, and this is just actually filled with information because I found that I am a list freak and I keep all my passwords, cleaning list, dinner list, all kinds of lists. And so I was so fed up with having to rewrite them every time I changed out a book, especially since how I used to, I could be in like 10 different books within a year, almost. And so it got really tedious to rewrite everything all the time in all of my books. So I decided to go with just one small book that I can keep alongside with my main planner and keep it going year after year after year. So this book, I am not actually writing anything in, it's just information. So I'm going to show you. Now I have decorated it to make it look more beautiful. This is back when I used the Sterling Ink, so this will actually be my 2nd year of using this book. And so I have some blank pages for a lot of information, and I have just put some pins in here for my passwords. I don't want to show you guys that. But then I have my cleaning list for my weekly, monthly, seasonal, and then all of the year. So January to December, all of the cleaning stuff that needs to get done throughout the year. And then I have set aside some pages for my passwords. So I divided the page into 2. And then I have some pages for, podcasts, TV shows. I haven't written those down yet. And then I have my dinner plans. So I have like this cozy food and meat and fish and chicken. And then I did my pen test, my swatches back here. So I have all of my Tombow pens and everything. And that's because it's so much easier to just pull this out every time I get a kit to try and match the colors rather than using my big chunky book, because it will get really, really chunky. Let me just show you guys. This is what I've been using for 2024, and this has just been like, I think maybe not even 6 months, and yet is so chunky. So picturing a book like this in a year is gonna be super chunky. And so instead of using this, it's so much easier to just have a small one that I carry around. Yeah, so it's so much easier to just pull this out instead of my big chunky book. And so I have added all of them in here instead. And so that was book number 1. Now, the second companion that I'm using is also from Sterling Ink, and it is the N2 monthly booklet. And the reason for that is because obviously I'm not going to be taking this chunk with me wherever I go. And so to not double book myself, I would need something just to write down any appointments and also shopping lists, because since this is so easy to just throw in my purse, if I have something I need for the house or for the cabin or even my Christmas list shopping, I have it in here and I can have it with me when I go to friends or family. I can take notes on what they need or what they wish for next Christmas. And of course, I don't do it like super obvious, but sometimes I do. And so that's basically all I'm using this book for. So let's see how I decorated it. Go where your heart takes you. And that is sort of my motto for 2025 because I don't know exactly where I'm headed. So I just have to take whatever comes. And then I have the monthly calendar, and I also put down a quote. Remember that not getting what you want is sometimes a wonderful stroke of luck. And I think this will help me lower my shoulders when things don't go my way. So for 2025, I think I'm gonna need it. Now, there are a couple of blank pages, and then you have the goal setting, goal breakdown. I am not doing that in this book because it is just a companion. This is not the book that I'm using. It's simply just to take notes of necessary things on the go, and that's it. So all of these pages will not, none of these pages will be used. But I started the monthly. Now, the positive thing about the Sterling Ink books is that Catherine makes them start in December. So I have already started to use this a little bit. And then of course you have January, February, and so on. Then after the monthly, you will have blank pages. So I just took a vellum and cut it down to a dashboard to sort of separate it. And then I have put up my Christmas gift shopping. And that's basically all I have done so far. I know that I will be adding on to, you know, home and cabin and things like that. But it's basically just what I need to have handy when I'm running into stores or family or friends or whatever. So that is my two companions. And I will be keeping these in my moterm cover. Now, let me just tell you this right off the bat. This is not moterm. I ordered on Amazon a moterm cover in the B6 and I got sent this. I have no idea why. It is an A5 and it is OX Night. So this is actually sort of a, I cannot say it's a ripoff because it's not. They put their own logo in it, so I'm totally fine with that. And it is completely similar to a moterm cover, so I don't mind. And I want to keep referring to it as a moterm just because I can never remember the name of this one. So I hope nobody takes offense to that. And I will definitely, if something goes wrong with this, I will definitely not blame moterm for it because it's not their cover. So just being said. Now, so what I do is I will keep these two companions in here, right by my side and with me all the time. And I can just take it out and take it with me. So I've already showed you inside the book a little bit. So this is actually a spoiler alert. I'm not quite sure when I will be posting this video. So if the Advent calendar theme box from the Rosey Life Planner isn't done yet, then spoiler alert, because these are some items from there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So this will all be changed out, of course, as soon as I get the January kit. It hasn't arrived yet, so that's why I just set it up like that. I have some old stuff, I have some new stuff, and I will be showing you guys every month, just as 2024, I will be showing you how I set up my planner. But let's see how I set it up for the full year. So going into it, I added the pockets that I bought too, because this is actually a Midori cover from my old book. And the reason why there's gold foiling, I haven't washed it because I had the an acetate in there and it's stained, but this will come off. So I put the pockets in to have some journaling cards, and then I took from the advent calendar, I took the card that she put in and put it as a background and put the vellum with the yearly overview on top. And then I did this. So I started going into this book like a long time ago, way before the advent calendar. So I used some of the Dreams Do Come True stickers. I used some of the July stickers for 2024. And so when I got the advent box and I saw the theme, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and mix and match it. But it, as you can see, it didn't go very well. I regret putting some of this down. It is too much, but that's the thing about planning. Now I know I will not be doing this next year. You live and learn. You make mistakes, and that's just how it is. So I am creating the life of my dreams. That was sort of my goal setting for 2025, because seeing how I don't know where my road is headed for 2025, I have to start setting up some new goals and some new dreams. And so that's what I've done. Then I took, in December, we got this vellum that has some inspirational words and some informational information about planning. What does it mean to be planning and how it can help your life? And I thought that would be really nice to have as a sort of an introduction to the book. So I did that. Then basically here I just have my moon phases and holidays, just so that I will know when is what. And some decorated with these stickers from the July kit that I had laying, because I thought those were the most beautiful ones in my kit. Then let's go into the goal setting, because this is the Rosey Life Planner and it is quite different than Sterling Ink. But I do love what Catherine has done with the Sterling Ink books, where she has set up. So I wanted to use that, but I wanted to sort of tweak it and make it my own. So just to show you guys what it looks like, let me see if I can find it here. So what Catherine has set up is someday, 1 year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. Now that doesn't resonate quite with me and my goals. So I decided to tweak it and make it my own. So what I did was, I have first of all set up on the sidebar. Let me just make sure that you guys can see everything. And yes, you can. So I have set it up. I am a spiritual person. And so I wanted to go by the chakra system. I do that with everything in life. I did that when I had my own business and everything. And so what I chose was for my base chakra. Base chakras is for the fundamental things in your life that you need. The security and everything, like housing and stuff like that. So for my base chakra, I put up work and finances, because I have no idea where I am heading in 2025, if I will be able to get back to work or not. And so I have a lot of like goal setting things to do with that, and it is the basis of all things. And then the sacral chakra I put as my house and home, because we do want to eventually sell our house and get into a new sort of home. But again, everything depends on the finances, the work situation, and things like that. Then for my solar plexus, which is your inner self, I put up inner self, of course, like who am I, what drives me, what is my passion, what am I good at. And I have two actually for my heart chakra. I have family and marriage, and I have one for my health, because I have to make some major steps to improve my health for 2025. Then for my throat chakra, I have put up social networking, because that's one of the things that I really miss about not working, having that social life, meeting people, talking to people, having a good time, and even having heated discussions or whatnot, just in interaction with other people. So I need that. If I don't get back to work, then I will have to find some other way of having a social network. And then my third eye, which of course would be my spiritual sort of theme, because I want to get more into the spiritual again after I stopped practicing crystal healing. I have not been doing well, like with myself. I wanted to start doing more of those things to myself, and I haven't, so I want to do that. Now for the setup here, like 1 year, 6 months, every month, every week, that's not for me. So I put up someday, that's my dream goal, far away. And then 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, and then I have step 1, step 2, step 3. And as you can see, a lot of these don't have like 6 months, a year, 5 years. It only needs me to get going in the right direction, and eventually I will end up on my someday goal. So that's the idea. And so I decided to just decorate it and make it beautiful instead of leaving it open. So let's just say if we do one of these for my house and home, for instance. So the first, my goal is of course a new house. Not necessarily a house, it could be a condo, could be anything. But I want something new, and I want it to be inviting and relaxing, and all of the things that I feel like I'm missing in the home that we currently have. And so the first thing I needed to do was to put up a list over all the projects that has to be done before we can actually sell the house. Now, one of these is also finding out if I will be able to work or not, because it will affect my economy and what we can actually spend on a house. But then after setting up a list, it's basically just doing the list. So within 2025, my goal is to be halfway through that list, because I don't expect to be able to sell this house in a year anyway. It could take up to 5 years before I even know if I'm able to work or not, health-wise. And so halfway is for the first year, and then of course, if we're not already in the process, then at least starting the process of actually moving within 5 years. And so that would be going into my next. So I made this next page my project page. And here is where I have put up January, February, March, April, May, June, July, etc. this whole year. And I have set up, like, as you can see, it's not a lot. There's a lot of empty space. But some of these things takes time. So, and I don't want to overdo it, because I am a huge procrastinator. And so is my husband. I'm sorry, husband. But we both are, and so I don't want to overdo it, but at the same time, there are certain things that has to be done. So if I can get this halfway done for 2025, I will be super happy. But as you can see, like in the summertime, it's a lot of paint work, a lot of outdoor things that needs to be done, and that depends on the weather. And let me tell you, the weather in Norway, as in many other European countries, is not very kind. So like for 2023, we had all of these things and it was raining the whole summer. So we were not able to paint anything or do basically much outdoors at all. So we had to move it to 2024, and we did some of it, but we still have a lot left. So there's that. Now, after that, I will be doing this as my swatch sheets. So every month when I get my sticker kits, I will be using this just like I have been doing in here. Like this. So this will be my swatch sheet for next year, and it's already set, so I just have to decorate it. And then, I put up some tabs. I have the tabs from the Rosey Planner, and I love the fact that you get from her sheets you get 2 different monthlies. So I have for my weekly spreads and my dailies. And then you also get a sheet with some extra. So you have actually here trackers, you have monthly, and then you have a bow and a clip and some other stuff. So you can actually mark other things as well. Then I decided to actually use this as a tracker because I will be doing my tracker differently. I will be getting to that shortly. But when it comes to tracking things like yes or no, did you do this today or not, then she has a 3 spread setup. And so I have only written this, I haven't written it in a pen yet because I wanted to be able to erase it because I'm not quite sure. But I decided to choose 3 things from my goals. And so of course, my health is a major thing. So I put movement. That means going for a walk. I don't know if I need some rehabilitation program. So if I have to do some workouts and training on that, that will go in here. If it's a lot, then I will probably switch this out and not have spiritual thing here. I wanted to make this a priority, but if it comes to spirituality or health-wise, then I will choose my health. So then I will have to take this out. So I will have to see because that's not set yet. And then I wanted to add a happy home. Now that is projects, but it is also like indoor stuff. So it's not my morning routine or my sort of weekly routine, but every time that I actually do something to make my home happy, it makes me happy, so I want to cross it off. And I want to have a more focus on that for 2025 than I have been for 2024. Then I decided, I put in the beginning, I put in this with this underneath it. Feel good morning routine. This came in the advent calendar and I thought it was really, really good. But then I decided I need to have some proper focus, also including my health, for 2025. So I actually took this back out and I added my own daily routine. So I have a problem when it comes to sleep. Sometimes I can't sleep at night. I will be up until like 7:30 in the morning before I fall asleep, and it's just I'm way off. And with not working, that makes it even harder. So for 2025, I have a huge goal to get my everyday life back on track. And so it starts at 6:30 by getting up and getting dressed, getting my makeup done, just as if I was going to work, and then help my son get ready for school. And then at 7:30, an hour later, I will do my morning routine. I have this routine where I just tidy the whole house. I make the bed. I tidy clothes from around the bed or in the bedroom or in the bathroom, wherever people left clothes, you know, people. We all have a tendency to just drop things where we stand. And so every morning I do like this walk around in my house and I clean up everything. And it doesn't take that long, because if I do it every day, it doesn't get to be that much. And then doing the kitchen, wiping down the kitchen counters, doing the dishes, and stuff like that. So I have this morning routine. Then at 8 o'clock, my son goes to school. That's when I decided it would be perfect to sit down, take a break, have some breakfast, and update my books, do some journaling. And then I want to go for a walk. And I want to do like a good walk. It doesn't have to be like an hour long, but just some form of moving my body outdoors for at least half an hour. I have this rounds that I go, and I know that the smaller one will take me half an hour, and I have a larger one that will take me probably an hour. So I just start with a small one just to get out and get some fresh air and get moving. And then when I come back, it is time for my social media. I want to do a little bit every day instead of a huge pile once a week. And so some sort of social media, whether it's planning or filming, editing, posting, whatever. And then I missed out on something, because it should say here 12 o'clock lunchtime. So I do 2 hours of social media, and then from 12 to 1 o'clock it's lunch, and then housework, and then dinner at 4. So I have to change this. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. Holy smokes, that's an important thing, because I wanted to be able to combine both doing social media like a hobby thing, but not neglecting my house and home, if you know. So that's my daily routine. Then I come into the quarterly. Now this is where I'm going to be using my tracker. I have set aside, there's 4 columns, but it's only 3 months. So for my quarterly, as you can see, I have set up January, February, March. I will put a small sticker on from the sticker kit for that month, and I will write down something important for this month. Now, I'm not sure if I will, since I have like all this project list, I don't think I want to put down projects or anything. I want to put down something that is important to me personally. Now, it can be a reference, it can be an inspirational quote, I'm not sure yet, something in the lines of that. And then I will do a gliding tracker. So it will be scaling. This will not be a yes or no tracker. This will be sort of like how many hours of sleep did I get. I struggle with headaches, so how bad was my headache from a scale from 1 to 5. And so having a gliding scale. And let me show you, I use that, if I can find it, like this. So this right here is what will be sitting here. And then you have the monthlies. Now, of course, I haven't gotten the January kit yet, so I haven't started decorating. Then, going into the weeklies, I know by now that I will be doing it like this. I have divided it into 3. So the first will be sort of a full day information, like if it's somebody's birthday, or if I have a big appointment, or if it's a mail day, or if it's a garbage day, just certain information that is good to know for that day. Then down here is my daily productivity. So what I've been doing, what I've been reading, what I've been watching, and I will time block it probably. I love time blocking. And then down here I will have my to-done list of all the things that I do, and that is just to keep the momentum, because there is something inspiring when you wake up in the morning and you feel kind of drained and not motivated for a new day, and then let me just show you guys, and then you come through the day and it looks like this. So actually I did do a lot of things. I didn't feel like I had the energy or the motivation, and for everything that I write down after I do it, it will keep me motivated to keep doing it the next day and the next day. And so I want to keep doing that for 2025 as well. And then I want to have my priority list, important stuff that needs to be done on this side here. And if I don't do it all, that's not a big deal. It's just a reference. But here I will be putting down everything I actually did do. So I just put in all the tabs. I haven't done anything, all blank pages, because of course we're not there yet. Then for the dailies, I was a bit conflicted. Now this is just a writing board. I will be making a new one with the Rosey Life Planner. This is the sterling ink one that I made. If you want me to show how I do that with the laminator, then let me know in the comments down below. And anything else, actually, if there's something that you want me to make a video about in 2025, drop a comment down below and I will definitely look into it. And of course, if you like my video, if you want to see more like this, if you want to get more tips, tricks, then of course hit the subscribe and the like button and get notified every time I post new videos. So what I will be doing on my dailies, because these are dated and I will not be doing them dated. So I will be whiting this out because I am going to use this as a playground. So with that being said, sometimes I might write a full page, sometimes I don't. I might want to put some lists in here, use just like a double page of this and put in some list of any kind. And so I don't want to feel like I have to do the first on this page and the second on this page and so on. And what I did with the sterling ink book was actually like this. I put the dashboard vellum on this page and I wrote down my oracle card. But it is a bit different in the Rosey Life Planner. So she has a blank page starting here every month. And so at least for the first one, I will be putting my dashboard here. And I will be doing, I'm not sure if I want to keep doing it like I have been and having like the monthly oracle card reading at the front. I like having it there because then I don't have to look for it. I know exactly where it is every month if I have to look back at it. So I might do that, or I could do it at the actual new moon, because that's when I do my oracle card reading. Sometimes if I don't get around to it, I will do it by the full moon, but for the most part by then it will be more of a fun thing. just to see if it actually matches what has already happened. And so far it actually has. So that remains to be seen. Now in the back I have a few pages, but I have decided that instead of doing my Christmas list that I did, I put in, let me show you guys, for my Christmas setup I did this, right? So now I have this in my monthly, so I will not be needing it in my full size. Maybe what I could do, because I had to go back and write what I got from who, so I had to use this, but okay, let's make a do-over. So for my Christmas list, I will just be doing a monthly big dashboard, like the monthly in the front. Let me show you, like this. I will be making one of these for when I start my December, instead of all of the lists, because I might add a list of everything I need to get done, but I need to put it into a visual perspective so I can see what needs to be done within. I start basically the last week in November and go all the way to January 1st. So I will be making one of these instead of the list that I made for this year, because I ended up not using it the way that I planned. Let me see if I can show you guys. So let me see here. I don't want to spoil anything, that's why I'm going a little bit back and forth. But like for here, let me just see once more. I have to, yes, let me just do this. So as you can see, I put up a to-do list here and I wanted to write it down here. And as you can see, I didn't. I only used this list and I wrote it in my dailies instead. What do I do today? And so that's why I want to change it up, because it didn't work. I am a visual person, so I need it in a monthly spread where I can visually see everything. And so that's how I have set up my planner for 2025 so far. And I will of course be coming back and showing you guys exactly how I set it up for January as normal as soon as I get my January kit. So until then, have a great day.